My name is Doug Morin, and we're boat restorers and builders from Bay City, Michigan. My father was Les Stoddicker's shop foreman. They built unlimited hydroplanes, starting with the My Sweetie in 1949, and built just shy of 100 of them, and then a few jet boats that they unofficially broke the world speed record with. It brings us around to Miss Daytona. It's a transom rudder boat with a step on the bottom. It was quite a famous race boat that survived. It raced for many years. It was taken in the famous, of the 20s and 30s, there was what they called the Grapefruit Circuit down in Florida. Garwood was there, Carl Fisher, the Allison family, the Vanderbilts, they all had dabbled in racing a little bit or had family that dabbled in it. And this boat appears in a lot of the early magazines in the late 20s, early 30s at the start line, and many times first place at the checkered flag. And Philip Sharples, that owned the boat for many, many years, was friends with him and was fortunate enough to ride with him in the boat many years ago. And then when Philip sold it, it went to California, and that's where Bruce first saw it. And he's definitely an enthusiast, so that's the neat part too, as opposed to I just own that and I just bought this. Bruce has come all the way from California, and firing it right here is a lot better than not firing it and not having it start right when he pulls up to the dock. Just from the phone call again too, he reiterated how excited he was to be going for this ride, minus the weather and debris. And the next most embarrassing thing could be that it doesn't fire, and you knew I was coming, didn't you check it? Isn't that one of the critical things? It was quite a famous race boat that survived. It kind of answered the call today to give another enthusiast, I think, all the thrill that he had expected, maybe even a little more.
The boat's been ready for at least 6 months. And then winter came, and Doug says, let's just wait till spring. So I started calling him in February, and then March, and then April. He said, maybe by mid-May.
He had genuine interest in making the effort to come here and run, and for a California boy to put up with Michigan weather today.
It's a spectacular boat. Miller engine boats it's not like, well, I think I'll take that one. So when the opportunity arises, especially from a collection like Tom Mittler's, who was a man of great taste and style and really understood these boats, to have a boat from his collection is real special. Like it? It's a boat that appeals to me in scale and the history of the boat. There's a wonderful photo of the boat racing in Florida. Wilbur Shaw's book, he talks about racing Miss Daytona. So it's just the whole historical thing, being a fan of Indy, being a fan of Miller, fan of great boats, and this being such a good-looking thing. When I stepped down off the dock into the boat, sat in the boat, it was a fantastic feeling. I couldn't wait to get it running, kind of like my first run at Bonneville. But then what flashed into my mind is I don't want to do anything stupid here, like, hit a log. So, there's a little fear and, the learning curve, to understand the boat and to kind of, I would just wanted to get it up on a plane to kind of feel how it felt under power. It was a really neat experience for me. Just once he let go of the boat and I'm out there, I just feel like a little bit of history, and especially with that old life jacket on, you're a little bit confined. It was a great feeling. Short-lived, but great. So far, we got a little glitch in the fuel, The engine was recently rebuilt by Phil Riley and Company, so it has a ready-to-go engine. We just got some bad gas. With a sports car, race car, you can test drive it, you can run it around the block so you know it runs, and then you can put it on the track. This is not like my backyard. We're in Bay City, Michigan. which is, you know, a long flight for me. So this is my opportunity to, you know, to enjoy the boat, because I like driving everything I have and experiencing it, so I can, you know, kind of, when I look at it, I can remember today. So I hope we're going to get the fuel running so I can enjoy the boat, experience the boat at full power. Is that fuel going in? Okay, good. Hearing the engine is great. I mean, the engine has a real great mechanical sound, a lot of thrashing, obviously solid lifters and that whir, the supercharger, and just very chunky.
Performed pretty well today. Had a nice attitude, ran well. Probably with a few little prop changes and some fine tuning, it would be right up to its maximum speed that it had run back then.
I would compare this with driving the Doane Spencer hot rod, you know, the holy grail for me. And again, it's very visceral. You feel every vibration. At first, the sound was just deafening. Sound, and of course you're breathing the exhaust, it goes right into your face. I just love this stuff, and I love experiencing different, you know, different sensations, and it was fantastic.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at AutoWeek.com, in AutoWeek Magazine and iPad Edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at AutoWeek USA.